Shabbat Shalom, Shari Torah. This week I had the opportunity to visit many of our Shari Torah campers and staff at several Jewish camps throughout the area. It was a joy to see so many members of our community living their best lives, making friends, singing, learning, and creating memories that will last a lifetime. One moment in particular brought a smile to my face. At the conclusion of each of the lunches that I attended, hundreds of campers and staff stood together and sang Birkat HaMazon, grace after meals, loudly, proudly, with incredible ruach and intensity. The room was filled with energy and joy, and as I listened, I couldn't help but think of this week's Torah portion, Parashat Eikev. You see, we read in this week's Parasha, V'achalta v'savata uveirachta et Adonai Elohecha asher hatova natan lach. When you have eaten your fill, you give thanks to God, the Eternal One, for a good land that was given to you. This verse is a source for Birkat HaMazon, the prayer that we recite after eating. So the rabbis ask an interesting question. What did Birkat HaMazon look like before the Israelites entered into the land of Israel? Their answer was that originally there was only a simple blessing thanking God for food. Later, after entering into the land of Israel, a blessing was added for the gift of the land itself. And after the destruction of the temple, another blessing was added for expressing hope in its rebuilding. And after one of the darkest moments in Jewish history, following the massacre at Beitar, the rabbis added a blessing affirming God's goodness even in the midst of tragedy. In other words, Birkat HaMazon became more than a prayer about food. It became a prayer about memory, a prayer about who we are. It begins with gratitude for what sustains us physically, but it grows into gratitude for our own homeland, for Israel, our sacred city, our covenant, and our shared history. The rabbis understood that gratitude without memory can become shallow, and memory without gratitude can become heavy. Birkat HaMazon teaches us to hold both of those two things together, to give thanks for the blessings of today while remembering the past, remembering the generations that came before us, and of course, the story of which we are a part. So as I stood there in those moments in those chadrei ochel, those dining halls this week, listening to the hundreds of young people sing those words together, I realized that they were doing much more than just reciting a blessing after lunch. They were participating in a chain of Jewish memory, stretching back thousands of years. They were expressing gratitude, remembering where they came from, strengthening their sense of belonging to a Jewish people, and that itself is a great gift to witness. May we all carry into this Shabbat the lessons that we should give thanks not only for what sustains our bodies, but also for the people, the places, the traditions, and the memories that sustain our souls. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom and hope to see you in Shul.